Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this another brand new day. Another brand new day filled with hope and promise. And that's not always the hope and promise of good things. There's also, the hope and promise of terror and violence. Thumbs up. Anyway, though, really quickly, the Shelton, Washington Weather, Plague, Rat, and Spider Report. I fixate on little things like the Spider Report because you need to think about little things if that's what it takes to keep you going. And by going, I don't mean like that's what I'm living for. I mean, there's little happy things in the midst of all the depression and horror that's going on in the world right now. So grab a hold of the little things that keep you afloat. That's a good thing. And right now, talking about the weather and the plague rats and the spiders is helping to keep me afloat. So that's a good thing. For the weather, it is still, I really can't tell what the heck's going on with the weather. Because usually, southern Shelton is wet and rainy, even if the rest of Shelton is not. Well, yesterday it was dry and sunny in southern Shelton. When I went walkies last night, when I went walkies on the railroad tracks, everything was wet. And there were water puddles, like it had been raining. Well, I don't understand. So, it looked like it had been raining in parts of town. There have been a lot of that. Half of it's raining here, half of it's not, right in the middle of town now. So, that does happen. I mean, there's a termination point on rain and stuff like that. It just happened to be right in town. So, cool on that. Oh, excuse me. Past that, though, it appears to be sunny-ish. Hard to say. It's gray outside. In southern Shelton, it's very mountainous and hilly. So really, out that window, it takes till a good 10 or so o'clock before the sun comes out. So, thumbs up on that. Plague rat report. Well, you've seen them. People just refusing to wear masks when they should and fighting against it. And every time sports teams get together, they have to stop because everyone gets sick from this thing. Every time we open up a school, we have to close it down because everyone's getting sick from this thing. There's just thumbs up. And of course, spider report. The one spider that's above the window, she's tucked up in a little ball at the corner and ceiling juncture. She was down in her orb earlier, so I'm not quite sure why she's huddled up there, but she is. She's a spider. The other, next to the box fan in the window, she's the smallest of the three, and she's still alive. She was working on her orb this morning, and it's still doing good. And then the larger one over in the corner, whatever drama is going on, they decided not to fight it out, or so the she's still there. The others are still kind of there. So we'll see what happens. Thumbs up on that. And of course, do not forget, the lobster hat wearing duck head of judgment is ready as always to heap its scorn upon those it judges. Now, there is no way to disappoint the lobster hat wearing duck head of judgment, because either we fulfill its expectations and it heaps its scorn upon us in judgment, and we will deserve it, or we will avoid that fate. And even the lobster hat wearing duck head of judgment realizes that not getting scorn heaped upon you is a good thing. So thumbs up on that. And of course, depression and such like that. I wanted to talk more about this because I talked especially yesterday about what I'm going through right now and finally identifying the feeling underneath my regular depression is not as intense, but still the same pressure and numbness and all that I felt while my wife was dying living in the United States right now and the rest of the world with nobody paying attention. And I watched another Kurzgesagt video where in the time that we identified, like 25 years ago, that we need to really cut carbon emissions, in that time, carbon emissions have increased by 50%. There's, yeah, as they say, it's complicated, because it is. And that's not good, so. But on top of all that, like I was saying, I've been feeling that horrible pressure and understanding what it is. Please remember this. Depression lies to you. One of the biggest things that it does, depression lies. It does its best to tell you that there's no hope, there's no reason, stop doing everything, lie down, die. But it lies. It's doing its damnedest to lie to you. Yes, things may be bad. They may be horrific. They may be terrible. But even in the midst of that, not everything is horrific and nightmarish. If you can get a little boost of happiness just by seeing a happy, fluffy kitten on the internet, cling to that. Because there is happy and fluffy, friendly stuff still in the world. It may be horrific, what's happening to the world, but while it's occurring, there are still moments of joy. Yes, it's also telling the truth. Depending on the situation. But largely, your depression is lying to you to get you to just stop. So, just remember that. And it's hard to find things to cling to, but they are there, and whatever it takes to get through this right now. That's what I'm doing, whatever it takes. That's why I still make videos. That's why I'm still playing games. That's why I'm still talking to people online as best I can. There's a person on Twitter that abruptly, like a week and some ago, I suddenly stopped talking, and because of my ADD and more, I'm finding it so difficult to go back and talk to them, and I need to explain that I didn't just vanish, but all this is happening, and it's hard. It's really hard. So you got to do what you can to survive. You got to do what you can. I don't have a lot of stuff written. In fact, I didn't write anything down on my list at all. Did I for this morning? No. And that's just because of my own depression still doing stuff to me. Now, there's still stuff that I watch and I listen, and I usually go through and I'll open up like 70 or 80 tabs on YouTube. Just 70 or 80 videos that I like to watch. And I'll open up the home section and just look for stuff and people that I haven't watched before, someone that I might want to start watching, and then I'll go through and watch those. Sometimes it's only a second or two on a video before I just go, oh, goodbye, and turn it off. Sometimes I add them onto my list. I've got about 1,000 people I've subscribed to on YouTube, so it is a good thing. I mean, to try and stay entertained and keep trying to learn. Now, don't just grab anybody off the internet and YouTube and go, oh, I'm learning from these people, because there's a lot of people that should never be trying to teach anything. Some of the things that are taught, I have a really weird view and half relationship with, because I like truth and reason and science and all these things, and pseudoscience and woo and just bizarreness can really turn me off. Like a lot of these people that are flat earth people that are not doing it ironically, they honestly believe it. and then you can't reach them because they're gone, they're off, they've left reality. Those kind of people drive me nuts. But then there are the people that are gone and off, and I actually kind of don't want them like deplatformed and all that. Please debunk them all you like. They have a shell and armor so strong you'll never be able to penetrate them. But there are these people that, well, there's this one channel, one fellow, he goes through and he talks about how old volcanic, I can't even remember what you called them, that like the buttes and those old stone things from millions of years ago where the lava came up there, it cooled down, a lot of the mountain has just eroded away, leaving this slowly eroding lava column to get rid of with like basalt and all that. There's this one person that has a whole series of videos about how these are actually the stumps of giant silicon trees, and how the world used to be covered in all these giant silicon trees that were literally like, 1 or 2 kilometers thick and like 40 or 50 kilometers tall. And these volcanic remains are actually just tree stumps because we cut them all down like in the 16 or 1700s. Yeah, and so there's people like that. It's absolute insanity. But it's an amazing insanity. Another fellow right now still putting out videos of taking pictures of old walls and other natural and unnatural rock formations and saying these aren't rocks. This is petrified flesh. This is a long petrified dragon tail. You can see that these are the bones and this is this. And when you see waterfalls coming off of these tall buttes and edges of ravines, that's actually water being pumped up through the fossilized arteries of all this ancient flesh from the giants that used to live there. And it's madness, it's insanity. But you can't penetrate their armor. They know. I don't think this sort of thing should be promoted because it's dangerous insanity. The more people you get not believing reality, the worse it is. Take a look at the whole mask situation. Over 200,000 dead in the US. So anti-science is dangerous, but at the same time, these lunatics are, I wouldn't want them deplatformed because they're amazing. Even in the midst of it not making any sense at all to anybody but them. And of course, they're not the only ones. I mean, there's those flat earthers that are just absolutely convinced. Even though they can't make any predictions with a flat earth map and they have to really just bend themselves backwards and sideways to try and make any sort of sense of a flat earth. There's this one person who I saw, the only way that they could make their map work is if there's 2 suns traveling in circles. We don't see that on this world, and amazingly, every prediction that we make works. There's reasons for that. So thumbs up. That sort of stuff, believing this, promoting it is dangerous, but I don't know. I don't know. We need someone to laugh at the same time, so thumbs up for that. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments, my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, and more, I am sometimes lucky I can remember what my own name is. So amazing on that. We have Ungutter Content. Thumbs up and thank you. Texter. Appreciated. X the Tornado, thumbs up and thank you. Mukal Rawat, thumbs up. There's Anavida, Vajda, thumbs up and thank you. We have Kristen Sosa, thumbs up. Confused Owl 29, good to see you in the comments. Yo Booty Stank. Well, it might, I don't know, I'm not sure. But thumbs up and thank you. We have Emmanuel Esther, greatly appreciated. Richard Jackson, thumbs up. There is Elder Wolf 569, good to see you in the comments, thank you. There is 13, and then alphabet from a language I don't understand, but it is good and you should get it. And there is Strunk's Brick Films, thumbs up and thank you. Irving Diaz, greatly appreciated. Made in Canada, thumbs up and good to see you. Wade, thumbs up and thank you. We have Tommy Nelson, greatly appreciated. There is Eminol Rodriguez. I didn't pronounce that properly, I feel, but still, thumbs up and thank you. There is Louis Santiago, greatly appreciated. Long Nose, thumbs up. And then there's MH Ice Skinny, greatly appreciated. Israel Alvarez, thumbs up. Bree, Aylmo, or AYYLMAO, thumbs up and thank you. And last but not least, Sebastian Ferris, greatly appreciated. Each and every one of you, you get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, and that is appreciated to no end. I am depressed, and with everything that's happening in the world and in my country here, it's rough. So thank you very, very much, each and every one of you. If you could check out my various links down below, ooh, itchy. That would be very, very cool. I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign, of which I still have to make the new one, or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money to one of those two places, I have a PayPal link down below. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wishlist link as well, with things like, well, hamster bedding and cat food. There's some silly things as well. If you wanted to check it out, that would be very cool. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart, where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. A definite thumbs up. And hopefully I put the please subscribe to the channel thing up at the front of the video. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Well, good golly, Miss Molly, I have my one video that I need to edit and then render and upload. I've got this one that you've hopefully been watching, so there's things to do. I need to go walkies. I need to actually shave and physically scour my body with chemicals instead of sponge bathing, as I've been doing. So there's a lot of stuff got to get done. Thumbs up on that. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. And of course, please wear a mask. It is smart. And practice your social distancing. Please stay safe. Practice self-care. These are very hard times for all of us. So do your best. And of course, Black Lives Matter. And justice for everyone that the jackbooted, brown-shirted fascist thugs keep brutalizing and murdering in American streets.